we launched a single window platform here, portal of single window portal, and since 2016 we are continuously making improvement in the single window portal. So from 2016 onwards and till date, around 48,000 applications we have received from single window applications, and we have devised a common application form. And suppose if there are several applications have to be earlier there was need of submitting several different applications, but now we have devised combined application form. So around 31,500 combined application forms have been received, and out of that around only 3,000 applications are still pending. Otherwise, most of 90% of the applications have already been disposed of. So I'll just go through some salient features of our single window system. So single window clearance system, as I told, that it was enacted, our act was enacted in 2016, and after that we launched a portal. So it's an interactive system to identify approvals required. It's an interactive in the sense that the interested investor makes an application here. He does his user login and ID. Once he registers himself, after that, there's a set of questionnaire comes. What kind of business or what kind of industry does the interested investor want to set up in the state? And based on the type of industry and type of company he chooses, a set of questionnaire comes on the screen, and after that, the set of questionnaire, those set of questionnaires have to be replied by that interested investor. Those set of questionnaires come in the multiple question format, and after once that all the questionnaires are set up are answered by the interested investors, then that interested investor comes to that what kinds of approvals does that person need, and what kind of and how much time all those proposals, all those approvals will require him to take, and in how and what are the other legal formalities for that. So through a single window platform, through a set of questionnaire, he comes to know what are his approvals, what are his requirements, and how he will set up his business in the estate, and what kind of requirement does he have to go through that. So it's an interactive system. After that, in our single window system, we have put up timelines for each and every service. A procedure also, SOP, we have already formulated policies, SOPs for each and every service, whatever investor desires to have. And all those services have a prescribed timelines. So we have notified all those services under the Jharkhand Public Service Guarantee Act, and through that act, we have made some punitive provisions also in that procedure. So that suppose if a person applies for a mutation certificate or something, a land certificate from a circle officer in a district, and if that person doesn't give that service in a particular specified time as specified in the Jharkhand Public Service Guarantee Act, then there are provisions for imposing fines and as well as other punitive measures. So just to ensure that timely delivery of service in an investor-friendly manner, so that's why the Jharkhand Public Service Guarantee Act has been utilized properly in the for this EoDB business. Many of the services, the timeline has been reduced. For example, professional tax registration has been the timeline for professional tax registration has been reduced to 1 working day. If a person applies on single window platform for professional tax, only in 1 working day he'll get that professional tax registration. We have devised a combined inspection system wherein Pollution Control Board, Forest, Urban Development Department, Commercial Tax Department, and Labor Department, the combined team of all these officers, all these departments, they go and they inspect the factory, and whatever factory they are asked to inspect, after that, within 48 hours, they upload that report on the portal, and that report is available to all, including that the factory owner, the company owner, and the public also. So that inspection report is also available. Similarly, for 58 kind of proposals, whatever interested investor is intending to invest in some kind of a project, if that we have identified 58 type of projects under which no pollution clearance certificate is required. So again, this makes a little easier for investor to invest in those kind of sectors where pollution control certificate is not required. Now we have also started an auto renewal of CTO and self certification. Earlier there was a requirement of getting it renewed from the authorities, but now if the industrialist, if the investor makes a self certification, that he has abided all the provisions of the CTEO, then it gets automatically renewed. Apart from that, in labor laws, around 14 labor laws, we have mandated only a single joint inspection. There's no need to have a different multiple inspections for different labor laws. So all 14 labor laws have been notified in a single notification, and after that all those inspections under those 14 labor laws are done in a joint manner. The factories licenses validity has been increased to 10 years. Earlier it was 5 years, and now it has been increased to 10 years. So that the person do not have to get it renewed every time, and do not have to get it factory licenses. So there's the physical contact with the department has been minimized. And from this year onwards, we have also started auto renewal of factory licenses. So once that factory license has been granted, so there won't be any need for getting it renewed. So once if that person has paid the fee in online mode through the single window clearance, and if there is nothing adverse against that person, that automatically that factory license will get automatically renewed. Apart from that, there are some other services also which we provide through online platform, like registration of societies and firms, fire department NOC, its renewal, land registration, dispersal of incentives, online registration of contract labor, construction workers, factory license, building plan approval. These are just illustrative lists. There are it's not exhaustive. So a whole set of services are being provided through a single window platform. So this is a screenshot of the approval which are required. This is a single window portal, Advantage Jharkhand portal. So once a interested investor goes to this portal, immediately he sees this screen, and once he clicks on the Know Your Approval, then there are a set of questions will come, and after that the set of questions the person has to answer those set of questions, and after that what kind of approvals does that person require, all those approvals will be listed out. This I was talking about the procedure, SOPs, notification, and the fee details. On all the services in a single window platform, they have been prescribed in this format, where the service, the name of the service, the service details, and the timelines under which that service has to be delivered, and the procedure, means the kind of documents required, the procedure, step-by-step procedure. All those procedures have been notified through that SOP, through that procedure. And after that, if there is an enabling notification of the department, then that enabling notification of the department has also been highlighted in another column. And apart from that, the fee, whatever fee is required for that particular service, that fee can also be paid through the single window system. So there's no need to go to any other platform other than the single window platform. We have a Jharkhand Industrial Area Development Authority here. So this is the authority which allots land in industrial areas to all the industrialists, interested investors. This again has been made online, completely online. The land allotment in industrial areas is done through only online mode, not in any offline mode. And once the advertisement has been issued in the newspaper as well as in the website, after that, within 75 days, the land allotment process is completed. And the land which is granted to an industrialist is initially for 30 years, and it can be renewed for 2 more times for 30 years. It means 30 plus 30 plus 30 means around for 90 years till the 90 years period of time industrialists can have we have a single window system grievance redressal. In that, the same portal itself, the person can lodge his grievances. Once that grievances has been lodged, that the status of those grievances can be known, what has been done on that grievances. We have listed out of frequently asked questions based on the grievances, based on the learning of last 4 years. So we have made some frequently asked questions, and that how that grievances is to be resolved, we have formulated a standard operating procedure also. Till now, around on an average in a month, we get around 500 complaints through several complaints or queries. Mostly the complaints are in the form of queries, and in those queries, the person, whatever, if that query is related to some particular specific department, then there's a provision of, after lodging that query, there's a particular provision also that of having a drop down that person can choose the related department, and once that department is chosen, that particular query will automatically move forward to that particular to that concerned department. And once that concerned department resolves the query, or maybe whatever action that department takes on that query, that the outcome of that query is also reflected in our single window platform. Based on that, our dashboard makes a complete assessment that how many queries have been received till date, how many have been disposed, and what is the median and mean time to dispose of the queries, and how many of the queries are still pending. So after that, we take care of the genuine grievances and the queries of the interested investors. So the complete details of apart from that online filing of the query, we have given the email address, phone number, and other details also. In fact, the where our office is located, the screenshot of that office, including that location also, so that the interested person should not feel any inconvenience in contacting the either single window system or the industry department. This is another system which we have devised. It's a kind of an investor tracking system. Whatever queries an investor makes to us, or whatever interaction the investor makes with the industry department right from the beginning, right from the day when he first logs into our single window platform and single window portal, and after that he makes a set of questionnaire and whatever, and after that there are set of queries, multiple interactions with that interested investors. All those interactions, all those chats, and all those interactions are recorded in an investor tracking system. Whatever that investor has interacted with us in a kind of a textual message, or in a video message, or in a query, or in a grievance, or in any kind of form, all those interactions are recorded, and they can be tracked, so that a person can always say that I contacted the industry department on that particular day in let's say 2017, 2018 also, and after that, on that date, I asked for this particular detail, I said for this particular details. All those details are being tracked through the system. So it's an investor tracking system. So we can't also deny that no, you never contacted us. The investor cannot say that okay, I contacted you, but somehow it's not getting recorded. So it's an investor tracking system. It enables us to know the exact status of the investor's intentions, whether he just makes a query or whether he moves forward for investing some fund in the estate. And there's a dashboard also. In the dashboard, we get to know what kind of investors and how many queries have been resolved, how many leads. We call them a lead, or whatever interactions we have with the interested investor. So we call that a lead. This is a policy feedback. The DPIIT has made it a point in this reform point that 30 days time period is mandatory for getting the feedback on any draft policy. But we are continuing it with for last 4 years. So whatever draft policy is there, we put on our single window platform, and that draft policy, we keep this draft policy on that portal for around 30 days, and whatever suggestions, whatever comments, and whatever issues any citizen or any interested person wants to highlight, all those gets recorded in a column, in a comment box. So we have given a comment box also. After that, all those comments are recorded, and all those comments and all those suggestions and all those feedbacks are then considered on merits one by one, and after that the policy is finalized. So we are continuing with this policy feedback system since last 3-4 years. There is a provision of also third-party verification. This is just a screenshot. Suppose that Department of Energy issues some kind of a certificate, and that certificate, whether it's genuine or not, how a common person can know, or an interested investor from sitting somewhere else, he wants to know whether the Department of Energy or Department of Food Public Distribution and Consumer Affairs, they are actually delivering online services or not. So on this link, any person can get it verified, and this third-party verification helps the interested investors to have a confidence in the system and to have the confidence in the delivery system. So in ease of doing business, we have chosen labor reforms because though we are implementing ease of doing reforms in all the departments, in all the sectors also, but just to highlight some of the reforms which we have undertaken in Jharkhand. So we have chosen labor reforms online. So these are the services which we are providing through online mode. Factories license, all those map approvals, licenses, registration, renewal, reinstate, amendment. In Factories Act, all kind of services are being provided through that single window portal only. The Boiler Act, the registration, renewal, manufacturer, reactor, repair, everything. Though we don't have any manufacturer as such here, but we provide the services. If suppose if any interested investor want to manufacture boiler in Jharkhand, then even services is already available on the portal. Other labor laws also, Shops and Establishment Act, its registration, amendment, Contract Labor Act, Principal Employer Registration Amendment, Contractor License Renewal Amendment, Building and Other Construction Workers Registration Amendment, everything related to all these services are available on online in that the same standard format in which the SOP, in which the fee, the timelines, everything is available on that online portal. So these are the new online services which we have introduced this year. The Motor Transport Workers Act, in this new registration, renewal, backlog registration amendments, BD and Cigar Workers Act, and Interested Migrant Workers Act. These are the new services which we have introduced this year. All these services are available through online portal from this year onwards. We have also made a provision for third-party audit. So all like we have categorized the industries in 3 different categories: high risk, medium risk, and low risk. And the all medium risk industries can opt for third-party audit. If they want to get it audited from third party, we accept the report of the third party and act accordingly. There's a provision of self-certification also. If an industry wants to opt for this scheme by depositing security and filing return, and they want to declare themselves that now we have implemented this, these are the provisions and these are the mandatory provisions which we have implemented already. So the self-certification scheme we have already introduced. So self-certification we accept, and we do not question that self-certification unless there is a reason to believe that the self-certification is somehow not genuine. Otherwise, we accept that self-certification. Other regulatory reforms like Factories Act, the validity of factory license, which has been increased to minimum 10 years, at least once a person sets up a factory here, then at least for 10 years, the license under Factories Act is granted. A third-party inspection of boilers and shops and establishment registration within 1 day. If a person applies through single window portal, then within 1 working day, the shops and establishment registration is granted. Then there's a single integrated return. Like I mentioned earlier in my presentation, that for all 14 labor laws, we have a joint inspection team. Similarly, for all 14 laborers, there is a single integrated return. In that return, that person declares everything, and after that, on the basis of self-certification, on the basis of the single integrated return, we accept whatever the person claims regarding implementation of the labor laws. So simplified online return is there. That the performa is also available. That return is to be filled through online mode. And the low risk industries which file annual return are exempt from department. Like I just mentioned, that we have categorized the industries in 3 different categories: high risk, medium risk, and low risk. So the low risk industries we have exempted from any departmental inspection. Once that self-certification is done, once that third-party audit is provided, after that, we do not inspect that industry. Online registers are being maintained as a compliance proof, and it's a real-time register. Inspection reforms, inspection procedures and checklists, they have been provided in the portal. We have provided a checklist of the inspection also. The inspection will not be beyond that checklist, so that the person in the industry also knows what kind of checks, what kind of inspections am I supposed to go through when the team comes to my factory. So all those checklists, as per the checklist, only the inspection is to be done. Risk profile and computerized risk assessment we have already done. After that, the computerized allocation, whatever inspectors are given are allotted. They are allotted through a computerized inspection system. So the computerized inspection system is also available on the online single window platform. Once an inspector goes to a factory for inspection, the same inspector will not go to the same factory again for inspection. And it's a combined 4-5 departments, pollution control board and these 4-5 departments, they combine in a team, they go for inspection, and within 48 hours, based on the checklist, they upload the inspection report. So, and that inspection report is available online, and real-time inspection report submission goes through the app. And there's a two-way communication for compliance after inspection and submission of show cause employer with file upload option. This is the risk classification which I have already mentioned regarding the industry. There is the inspection report which are uploaded by the inspector of factories. Within 48 hours that inspection report is uploaded, that the ID of that inspection report is also generated, the name of the industry, and who actually went to the went for the inspection. So inspection submitted by whom, all those details are captured in a single window system only.